Time again for some AGFA weirdness, and a film that I'm hoping is even half as entertaining as it's advertising itself to be. We're taking a look at Sometimes Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things. This is a 1971 crime horror comedy directed by Thomas Casey, and it's the only directorial effort that he's done. Looks like he did work with Herschel Gordon Lewis though as the editor of Monster A Go-Go. Pretty interesting. The film stars Abe Zwick, who hasn't really done anything else, and Wayne Crawford, who's done a bunch of stuff, nothing that really stood out to me, but he's done quite a few things, quite a few credits, up until his death in 2016. So this to me looks like it's going to be some very over-the-top campy fun, and I'm really hoping it is. I know nothing about this outside of what is on the case here. So let's check it out, let's see what it's all about, shall we?
In our house, it's always the wrong number.
We'll talk again sometime.
Oh, as I was saying...
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Delicious.
Stanley, I want you to go and clean up in the kitchen. Right now.
Cool it, will you? That hurts. Do you know what you need? You need a broomstick up your ass. What makes you so bitchy this morning?
Do you think...
The plot follows Paul and Stanley, who are both on the run from the cops and are bunkered down in a house in the suburbs where Paul has donned the disguise of Aunt Martha. They're trying to keep a low profile, but Stanley's attraction to the ladies, the constant bickering, the weirdo nosy neighbours, and Paul's addiction to putting knives in people might just be their downfall. This is a lot of fun. It's super campy, it's super over the top, and very silly and entertaining. It's kind of like if John Waters and Herschel Gordon Lewis directed a mashup of La Cage aux Folles and Psycho. Yeah, it's got a lot going for it. It's got a 70s pace, so it's not the quickest thing, but it does maintain a level of engagement throughout, just through the silly nature of it, the great characters, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Let's ball, Aunt Martha. Come on, Aunt Martha, let's ball. Okay, don't sweat it. You know, everything I do is wrong.
I have told you before not to drink out of that faucet.
Crabby.
The acting, it's not too bad. It's definitely low budget. It's definitely got that low budget acting feel to it, but it's not terrible or in your face. If you like John Waters films and the acting in those, you're probably going to get on with the acting here as well. Especially Zwick playing Paul. It might be some of the finest gay neurotic lover who's jealous acting I've seen in a very long time. It's campy and it's fun, and it fits the mood of the film as well. The film sort of leans into it quite nicely with sort of odd couple dynamic. It works, yeah. It's not a gore fest by any means. There's a little bit here and there, and there's quite a dark scene towards the end involving a pregnant woman that I'm not going to spoil here. But I wasn't expecting it to go where it did, to be honest. I didn't know how extreme we were going to get. And yeah, it's not afraid to push it a little bit towards the end. It's nothing that's going to like blow your mind or anything, but it's just dark enough that it took me off guard a little bit. And of course, this wouldn't be a 70s film without topless ladies dancing on drugs. So we do get a little bit of sleaze here, but it's not, again, it's nothing mind-blowing. It's just a little bit very of the era, I guess. I think the main thing to probably talk about is the relationship between Paul and Stanley. Now, these are described as being two friends on the run, but I don't know. A cross between the drag, the bickering, the jealousy, just the closeness, the fact that Stanley freaks out every time he's about to get laid. I don't think I'm overthinking things when they seem like a couple to me. And I'm not the only one, because this has become, in like more recent times. A bit of a queer cult classic, and I can 100% see why. These two definitely, the drag as well, you know, it definitely feels like jealous lovers for a lot of it, and it adds to the comedy, it adds to the fun of it all. It's not too badly made, it's fine, looks alright, the shots are quite nice. I really like the sets, very like Americana with the suburban houses and the diners and stuff. It's got that sort of kitsch Americana that John Waters loves so much, and yeah, it's always good to see. Yeah, it all just sort of works as like a fun, complete piece, really. There's nothing that really stood out as being like out of place or annoying, to be honest. So yeah, pretty good. That's not all we have on the disc though, as there is a bonus feature. So let's check that out, shall we?
What the hell have you done? Holy Christ!
I want a little privacy.
You psychopath! Clear this crap out of here! No, I think he hangs around with a bunch of hippies in the park.
Doesn't he have a girlfriend?
Nothing serious. I've been cooped up in that damn house too long. I'm getting mean as a snake.
The Drag Queen's Ball is a recording of a drag show from 1970 shot in a Holiday Inn in Memphis. It's a nice little piece of preservation, don't get me wrong. Coming in at 47 minutes. Yeah, it preserves it all right, but it's not shot on the best cameras, unfortunately, and a lot of the time it's hard to make out what's going on. Now, I think the point of these, the Drag Queen's Ball, is to show off these big costumes and these big set pieces, and for it to be a big show. And unfortunately you can't really see a lot of what's going on due to the lo-fi nature. It's an interesting piece of preservation, don't get me wrong, and it sounds like everybody's having fun, and some of the costumes look like they could be quite impressive, but it is very hard to make out what's happening all the time just due to the fact that it was probably just shot on whatever cheap cameras they could have at the time. Sorry, that sun has really come in there, hasn't it? So it's not a perfect thing. It's probably nice for preservation reasons, but it's not something you're going to really sit and watch for entertainment. It's more something you might just pop on in the background out of curiosity, or if you need to reference that sort of thing for something bigger, then it's a nice little thing to have available. But yeah, I don't know. You feel the 47 minutes if you just sat watching it like I did. But yeah, nice that it exists, and we're not quite done there either. We have 2 short films on this disc as well.
We also want you to remember that while a thing of beauty is a
I'm just going to have to put up with this sun, I think. So, we have 2 shorts included on the disc. The first one we get is Gay in 3. Now, this is footage from a gay festival in LA in 1972. And yeah, we get to see people dancing to some music, and we get some interviews. It's all very tongue-in-cheek. The interviewer's definitely having fun with this, and it all ends in a big gag that I wasn't quite expecting. It's only 10 minutes long, and it's a fun little time capsule, and it's pretty entertaining. Yeah, not bad. Nice little short on this. Next up, we have Caught in the Can. I have to keep checking the information on this one, because it's only a 7-minute section of a longer 65-minute film. From 1970, directed by Joseph F. Robertson. I keep forgetting his name. Now, this is a softcore comedy porn, and yeah, we only get a small section of it. The plot seems to be that 2 guys decide to dress up as women so they can seduce sailors, but they end up getting arrested. But we only really see the dressing up side of it. We just see them trying on outfits, and it looks like they're having fun doing it, sure. The quality's not great, it's very choppy, and it's clearly the only surviving bit, maybe, of this much bigger thing. Preservation, again, fair enough, but it's very hard to comment with such a small section. So really, I'm just going to mention it and leave it there, I think. So, yeah, let's wrap this up, shall we?
What do you think about fucking and sucking and carrying on? And
Well, it's all right with a girl, not with a guy.
I see. How many girls have you had?
Oh, I get thousands of girls.
Like, when they see me, everything's all right. But then when they see her, they want to get nasty about it, you know. And...
I hope these are my size, man.
Okay then, time for the print, and it's not the worst thing we've seen in these AGFA films, but it's not the best either. It's stable, I'd say, it's quite watchable, but there are a few issues such as colours bleeding. We get like a blurry sort of colour bleed on one side for quite a chunk of it, and there's some like green scratchy lines as well. The sound's not too bad though, it's fine, but it does have its issues. I think the bonus movies sort of suffered more than the main feature. The Drag Queen's Ball is barely watchable, but I think that was just shot on a terrible camera, so there's not really much you can do with that. And Caught in the Can didn't look great either. Yeah, it's not the best, it's not the worst. And on the disc, we get the movie, we get a commentary from a queer movie historian called Elizabeth Purchell, I believe. Then we get the bonus movie, we get the 2 shorts, and we get a little trailer reel as well. So, yeah, not too bad really. The bonus movie was a bit of a letdown compared to some of the others, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad overall. And time for the case then. The colorization of the colour image is strange, but it's stylised and it stands out. Yeah, I think it works. It's just a little odd when you really start looking at it, especially the arm. It looks really strange. I think it gets across the campy nature of the film pretty well, though. Yeah, I mean, it caught my attention when I saw it in HMV. Something really weird that I don't think I've ever seen before is the use of a letterboxed review on a Blu-ray case. Like, who is this guy, and why does his letterboxed review get used? Will one of my letterboxed reviews get used at some point in the future? Really weird, really strange. The slipcover's nice again, and we once again get a reversible sleeve, which I also quite like. Yeah, minimal and effective. The write-up's good on the back, and all the information seems correct. Yeah, pretty good stuff here, to be honest. Overall then, I really enjoyed this one. It's campy, it's silly, it's engaging, really like the characters, and it's not afraid to get a little dark towards the end as well. There's a lot going for this, and I can see why it's become a bit of a cult film, to be honest. If you're a fan of John Waters' films, sure, this doesn't get as filthy as his, but I think there's some crossover, there's some parallels. I think you might get on with this one if you're a fan of, yeah, like Female Trouble or Polyester or Pink Flamingos or something like that. You're probably going to get a kick out of this one. Yeah, I'd recommend this. I'd say if there's anything you've seen in this review that looks interesting to you, that you want to see for yourself, then you're probably the right audience for this. I'd definitely recommend it. The preservation's nice as well, a few special features, and it's usually, these AGFA 101 films have been on sale a lot recently, so if you can pick it up for cheap as well, it's definitely worth taking a look at. Yeah, nice to see another good one in this series. Next episode. Next episode. Now, I have a feeling that this is going to be a so bad it's good film. This is a bit of a notorious one. This has quite the cult following. I've heard about this one, but I've never actually watched it. This was the first of the AGFA 101 films that I picked up, and kind of the reason that I'm doing this review series at all, because when I heard about this, I really wanted to talk about it on the channel in some way. So I decided to do all the AGFA 101 films. So blame this film. As I said though, I haven't seen it, so I don't actually know what it's like, but I'm excited. I've seen the previous work of this. I think the director of this wrote Things. So, and I'm quite the fan of Things. So, next episode we are checking out Wicked World.